Okay, welcome back. So let's tackle scene 2. I shouldn't say tackle. Let's go to scene 2. Let's have fun with this. Let's really have fun and enjoy it. I know it's a lot of reading, but let's see here. Okay. So the second scene takes the players through the Timberland and the Kai Monastery. I'm going to skip all that. This is basics role playing. Try out the rules. First time. Make things interesting. Yada yada yada. Okay, so let's get to it because there's a lot of reading in this. Let's see here. As you walk, I need a pencil here. As you walk under the granite archway of your monastery home, you see the trail stretching out before you. It winds its way into the depths of the Freiland forest. The sounds of your footfalls change as you cross a wooden bridge and step onto the packed stone and dirt of the track beyond. Looking over your shoulder, you take one last glimpse of the Kai Monastery. It has been your home and sanctuary for many years. The mid-autumnal sun rises and bathes the forest with its welcoming light. With the high hopes and warm hearts, you pass below the boughs of the trees and venture deeper into the forest. See, right here, I could do a little roll. Where is that dice? For immersion. Let's see if I have it here. Or I can just pick a sensory detail. I got it right here. Let me roll something. Get a little rolling in there. Storm Shadow, or not Storm Shadow, Storm Sparrow, Storm Shadow, Storm Sparrow. She says, watch your head as the trees, there's a lot of branches, so she says, watch your head too, Night Fox. So there you go. Before long, you are walking with confidence through the timberland of the south easterly tack, along with the winding trail that will see you arrive at the Elma Mitri just before dusk. So long as you set and maintain a brisk pace, that is, and the air is crisp and the leaves of many trees are turning golden brown. Golden brown. When you look up at their boughs, you see collie sparrows and larks flitting between them, and an occasional gray squirrel scurrying about its business. It's over to you now for a little while. The players know how long they will be on the path, and they have already had their breakfast before leaving the Kai Monastery. Alright, so in this you have meals that you cross out, just kind of like the books did that. This is no different. So here we go. Encourage them to role play and introduce their characters to one another. Ask the players the following. Okay, green. Ask the players how they came to know each other. Are they all close friends, or are they mere acquaintances at this time? Are those with the same kind of disciplines competitive, or do they help each other? Ask them what they think as Kai Lords about the mission. Do they think there is some simple explanation for the missing caravan, or do they suspect something more sinister had befallen it? This will reveal insights, yada yada. Encourage each player to think about the personality of the character as they interact with each other, and with the narrator characters. How an aggressive person talk How would an aggressive person talk and behave as opposed to one who's naturally friendly and outgoing? Give the players a little bit of time. Yeah, and use their characters. Prompt them with the above questions in order to keep the conversation going soon enough. You want to move the adventure along. Alright, and this is when you can introduce some tests. So, let me get their icons out. I will say that they've known each other in the monastery for a while. They kind of grew up in there a little bit together. So they know each other fairly well. And although it's not like they hang out all the time, they know each other. You know, they're friends with different people in the monastery. But they do have similar things that, already. They've probably talked about how far they can shoot their arrows and how often they practice, and so since that's a commonality, and they're both kind of out. You know, she's into outside stuff, doing stuff outside more, and he is too, to a point, because he'll go out, you know, around the nighttime and he'll wander, and he'll go check up on things, and yeah, so I'd say that's about it. Do they suspect anything else? Well, something afoul is afoot, that's for sure. And I'm sure Night Fox has a sneaking suspicion that it could be more than just some random thieves. The monastery has been known to mingle. You know, some of the different Kai Lords have, you know, gone adventuring and mingle with danger. So who knows what that can bring upon a monastery? But actually, so it's more about the caravan. So I just say we'll keep it at that. He suspects a little bit more, and then she's pretty indifferent about it. She hasn't put much thought into it really yet. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll move on. Okay. A distressing sound. As the Kai Lord initiates travel along the forest trail, they hear sounds. Okay. Yeah, I won't go into that because it's spoilers. It's around midday. As you travel along the Alima Trail, gosh, how do you say that? Alima Trail, yeah. Suddenly you hear painted cries coming from the trees at the side of the track. The moans and mewling, that's a new word, mewling, are pitiful, and they seem to come from someone or something that is in a great deal of pain and distress. What could be the cause of their anguish? Okay. So here, I'll have Night Fox's, have your bow ready. And he has his bow ready. He says, hello, is anyone all right? And are you all right there? It's up to the players to decide whether or not to investigate the noises. The following section is a number of steps that will help the players progress. There's also an associated information and tests that will help relate to the encounter and any subsequent investigation. So they're ready with their bows, and their Night Fox has asked, or has kind of ruined their odds of surprise, but he's calling them out, seeing if anybody's okay. So, and then let's see, what does the noise sound like? That's an action. The players who have the animal kinship discipline, Storm Sparrow and Bright Shield, if you're using the ready-made characters, can tell the sounds are being made by an animal in distress, most likely a deer. So she probably says that right away, because the mewing, and Night Fox is like, right, of course that's what it is. He feels kind of dumb. These characters who do not have animal discipline only be able to discern the pain and anguish of the sound and the tone of the cries. They will not be able to determine what is being made is animal or human. Yeah, so Night Fox, let's see if he's got the... he doesn't have it because they would have said it. So only Bright Shield and Storm... and Storm Sparrow have it. Yeah, this is what he's got. He checks for tracks, though. Just to be safe, just to do something that he knows how to do. Suspicious characters who do not have animal kingship may suspect that something sinister is afoot. But any other character who has the high discipline of Sixth Sense, such as Dawn Thunder, Moonblade, and True Song, will not have their suspicions aroused in such a way. Investigating the sound. Those characters who have either the tracking or hunting disciplines. Yes, yep, Storm Sparrow and Night Fox do. Dawn Thunder and Bright Shield can find a small animal trail that branches off to from the main path. So Night Fox does. He follows the tracks, and he sees that they branch off. And then turn the page. Let's see what happens next. He approaches tracks. And there's a little hint on the bottom, little advice. What do you want to do? It's a great question, perhaps the great question for a narrator to ask new players in a situation. Present them with options, and then let them loose. More experienced players might already be clamoring to declare their actions already, but always stop to make a new player feel important and included. Okay, action. Those without tracking or hunting will need to succeed with a test with a target value of 6. Yeah, most of these tests are 6 to locate this adjoining trail. To do this, the player takes a token and flips it onto the box lid to determine a random number. If this number is a 6 or more, they are successful. There you go, that's how you do tests. If the random number is less than 6, they have failed. If none of the characters possess either of these disciplines, and if nobody succeeds at the test, they'll be unable to find a secondary trail, and they'll have to continue on their journey without being able to find an alternative way through the dense timberland or the source of the distressed sounds. Okay, well, he succeeded. Now, I believe they both did. Let's see. So, automatic. Here we go right to this. Read, narrator, Redbird. As you walk along the narrow animal trail, the thick foliage brushes against your cloak and thighs. You spot a snare lying at the south of the path, partially covered by twigs and leaves. Nearby, you easily spot a field dressing that has been abandoned by the side of the trail. The poaching appears to have taken place very recently, and the cries of distress are coming from somewhere close by. It should not be too difficult for you to locate the source. Okay. Question. Ask the players if they carry on searching. Stop there. Yeah, definitely carry on searching. Especially after seeing all that. Alright, so maybe it was more than about animals crying. I don't know. If they continue to follow the sound of the cries, which they do, it's not long before players encounter the injured animal that is making the plaintive noises. Okay, so that was an animal. It's only a short time after discovering signs of poaching that you happen upon a female fallow deer lying on the leaf-strewn forest floor. One of her hind legs is ensnared in a vice-tight grip of a poacher's trap. She looks up at you. With anxious eyes. Let me get the pencil so you can read along a little bit better. Her chest rising and falling quickly as she struggles to control her breathing and cope with her pain. The deer is clearly in pain and distress, and any compassionate player will wish to aid it. Others may wish to put it out of its misery, or some might want to treat its injuries. Alright, so what do you want to do? So, he tries to aid it. He gives it aid. And Storm Sparrow looks around, and she does as well. So they're going to try the best to see if they can bring this poor deer to life. So, you got helping the doe here. So helping the doe, so I'll skip right to it. Kai initiates with animal kinship, Bright Shield, and Storm Sparrow will be able to calm the injured animal. Okay, she does. It's automatic because she has it. Firstly, they need to use their mental power to communicate with the deer. Okay. Well, I would assume she would if she knows that discipline. So she says, "We're going to try to help you. Please. Please. Please come. We're going to help you." And she's like, and Night Fox is trying to get something to, a dressing, to stop the bleeding. Okay, let's see. They will have to make a test with a target value of 6 as before. The player takes a token and flips it on the box lid to determine the random number. If 6 or more, test is successes. Less than 6, they have failed. Okay, so you got the kinship, but this is let's see here. Let's see here. Well, see, this is not automatic, I guess. Let's see. Those with animal kinship will be able to calm the injured animal. First, they need to use their mental power to communicate with the deer. They will have to make a test with a target value of 6. Then we receive visions of the deer's young fawn. Okay. Bright Shield, let me read it. With Bright Shield and Storm will be able to calm the injured animal. Firstly, they need to use their mental power. Alright, so I guess in this case, they still have to flip, and the way they make it seem. If I was doing a solo adventure, I would add a modifier, plus modifier to help to the die roll, since it's Storm Sparrow and she seems to know that's her discipline. But okay, that's what we're doing. So let's see, 6 or more. And no, fail. She can't quite get her mental. She can't quite make that communicate. It's in too much pain. Alright, so since we failed to calm it, I'm still going to see if they have any aid, if they can aid it somehow, anything in their power. There's too much stuff to knock around. They got animal kinship, tracking, mind over matter, hunting, weapon skill. Mind over matter, hunting, weapon skill. Alright, well, they don't have any kind of healing. So he's going to do their best to help the creature in whatever means they have. So maybe he'll tear off a piece of his shirt or his tunic and try to wrap it around the deer where it's injured. So let's see what happens. So go down here, you can see this. Removing the trap is easily done, but the deer will limp off into the wilderness and quickly disappear, unless the players have previously calmed or restrained it. Well, there we go. So he gets rid of the trap, and it goes off into the wilderness and goes off. And it says here, the doe rises unsteadily and tests her healed hind leg. She sniffs it and puts weight on it. Then she raises her head and nods twice before moving away into the surrounding undergrowth. Those of you with animal kinship will feel satisfying calmness wash over you when you see the grateful animal turn about and return to its natural habits. So Storm does. She puts a smile on her face. And so it says not helping the doe. Well, we helped it, so I'm not going to read that. Rewarding the caregivers. Those players who contributed to caring for the female doe by healing, calming, restraining, or removing the trap from its hind leg can certainly expect to receive praise from their Kai Elrin when this act is reported after their adventure. Make a note to remind yourself to do so at the end of the next adventure. And the sort of behavior is a good example of what it means to be the part of the Kai order. Lawful good. But by the simple act of mercy, they will have helped to foster life and peace. With their good deed done for the day, it will be time to continue their mission and press on with their journey to Elima Mitri. Alright, so that's the end of Scene 2. And thanks for watching. We'll pick up in Scene 3 in the next video. Keep on solo questing.